Hi, my name is Florjean Forbes,
My name is Madeline Costa.
and today we're talking specifically about child abuse and neglect in St. Louis County, and we're going to talk about a specific problem and how we are planning on addressing it. So the problem is that children experience multiple forms of abuse. So for example, they may experience physical abuse and neglect at the same time, and this often happens for extended periods of time. In 2006, the Institute of Applied Research reported their study that they conducted across a 7-year span, and they tracked families that initially had child abuse and neglect reported, and across those 7 years, around 20% of those families had at least 4 new reports. In the Child Maltreatment Report in 2013, statistics were reported about the various types of abuse and neglect that families faced, and the percentages equaled more than 100%, which would indicate that multiple types of abuse and neglect were happening at the same time. Also, a national advocacy organization called Children's Rights reported in 2013 that they conducted a study across 31 states, and 11.6% of the child fatalities that they investigated occurred in families that Child Protective Services chose to keep together. The Children's Division focuses on the idea of reunification, which is really important, but if we know that those problems are occurring, it's important that we address those problems in a timely manner. The Institute of Applied Research conducted a study and reported on it in 1998, and they said that it is very important to implement community-based interventions, and the focus should be on improving relationships between families, child welfare agencies, and community organizations. And after they conducted those interventions, the study reports that these interventions contributed to a drop in the number of hotline calls over that time.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office of Child Abuse and Neglect outlined an article about prevention, assessment, and intervention for child abuse. They said that the intervention was a helpful task to help prevent abuse and neglect, and then that in order to do this, in order to have an effective intervention, we must focus solely on community outreach and building collaborative relationships with one another. And then this is our flyer that we made. This is going to be posted throughout the community for the public, for them to become aware of the conference. It tells you the details of where it is, the times, kind of gives you more information about it there. And then this flyer is also going to be given out to specific families that are undergoing assessment by the Children's Division.
And this conference that we have decided to put on is based on the fact that we really want to focus on that community intervention, and we want to focus on building those working relationships between the families that we're trying to target and also the community that we're planning on working with.
This is part of the brochure that we made. It's going to be handed out during the conference. It shows you the schedule of what's going to be happening during the conference, and it gives resources and organizations that are going to be available to the public and the keynote speaker for this year's conference as well.
Specifically, what will occur in our conference is that we'll start out by welcoming all the people in attendance, and then something that's really special about our conference is that we're going to have specialized talks on certain topics of interest. So we will have a talk on mandated reporter training, stress for parents, because that's something that correlates really highly with situations of child abuse and neglect. And we'll also have a child protection panel that will have various members in the community who work specifically with child protection, and they'll be able to do a question and answer with the people who are in attendance. And another talk that we're planning on doing is just about promoting family support and families supporting each other. Also, something that's really exciting is we'll be having our first ever keynote speaker. Our keynote speaker is Tim Decker, and he is the current director of Children's Division in Missouri. And he is very passionate about working with everyone in the community to work on protecting children and ensuring that people are getting all of the resources and all of the help that they need. The final part of our conference is our organization fair, and as Maddie already mentioned, there's a list on our brochure of the organizations who will be available, and all of these organizations will have booths set up around the Science Center, and they'll be available for the families and the community members in attendance to talk about the resources and what they provide and all of the things that are available at each of these organizations. So we're really excited about that part of our conference. We hope that you enjoyed hearing about our conference. We're really excited about this opportunity to get organizations from the community and important members of Children's Division all involved in working with the families, and we hope that this will really help at least remedy a few of the problems associated with child abuse and neglect in St. Louis County. Thank you again, and here are our references. Thank you so much.